Hello, peoples. You ever have one of those days you just want to curl up in bed and just cry? Bawl your eyes out. Just get under the covers and bawl your eyes out, you know? Anyone who says they don't are fucking liars, okay? Everyone. I don't care how tough you are. Everyone has those days, okay? Especially dealing with loss. Everyone grieves differently. Some people don't look like they physically grieve at all, but then they get home and they just eat a gallon of ice cream or, play video games. Take their anger out on the NPCs in the world of the game, or other people's just sit in bed, watch old videos of family. It just depends. Me personally, I don't trust people all that often. I'm not a very trusting person. Maybe it's the fact that I've been emotionally burned so many times. Maybe I'm not that really good at dealing with loss. I don't know. Me personally, when I'm feeling upset or angered, I do one of two things. I'll jump on the Xbox and play a game called Red Dead Redemption and shoot people in the face on the game. Or I'll go to the gym and burn off some steam. The trick is not to let your emotions cloud your judgment or make you snap at people in public. It's just not healthy. It's not right. Okay? To bottle up emotions, it never ends well. Ever. It just won't happen. Okay? I'm sorry I look like I've been crying because I have. But, you know, it's inevitable. You can't snap on people in public. Me personally, I'm a gentleman. My brother, when my grandmother died, snapped at everybody and everyone. Why? Because he's been bottling up anger since he's like 6 years old. Dealing with shit from my mother, and family drama. Me and my brothers had to mentally grow up very, very fast for shit in our past that I won't get into. But because of that, I don't trust. I just don't. I've been emotionally burned too many times. It's just the way it is. Now, is that me complaining about my life? No. I'm not that kind of person. If I mess up, I take responsibility. That's the way I was raised. You know? That's just the way I was raised. I was raised right. Okay? This new generation between the ages of, like, say, you know, 5 and 21, I think, whatever the cutoff is of the millennials, or Gen Z, whatever the fuck it's called, they have no manners. They don't. The reason why, in my opinion, is because, again, if I fucked up, I got whacked with a wooden spoon. Old Italian household. Now, most parents say, "Oh, you can't hit your kids." Really? If your kid fucks up, you should whack the kid up the back of the head. Okay? You know what I did was the wrong angle, but open hand, like that, to the back of the head. That's called the dope slap. Okay? So my family's friends from Texas call it an ass whack. Call it whatever you will. It's a dope slap. That isn't. I was always taught a dope slap is not abuse. It's a wake up call. And if you got one in my family, you knew exactly what you did, depending on who you were dealing with. My grandmother, she didn't use her hand; she used a wooden spoon. But we learned. We were told to do something once, never again. They told us once, they didn't repeat it. They just came back with the wooden spoon. But my family learned quick. My father was raised the same way, and probably his father before him. Old school Sicilian. Call it what you will. We're stubborn, we're prideful, but we do have big hearts. Kind of like a Rottweiler dog. Big, mean, scary dogs. Gentlest dogs in the world. They're loyal to a fault. They're gentle. Plus, they're fluffy and adorable. I mean, come on. Everyone loves dogs. Unless you're a cat person, but again, that's personal preference. The point is, you can't snap at people. You just can't do it. Okay? You shouldn't snap at people. I know this firsthand. I've snapped at people over the years, and it never ends well for anybody. Ever. The point is, you just gotta let it out eventually. Find an outlet. Find something that makes you truly happy and do it. For me, that's going to the gym and playing video games. Weird combination, I know, but what are you gonna do? You know? Does that mean go and play video games and just ignore life? No, that's not a life. You need social life. You need friends. Ironically enough, my friends, most of them, are on Xbox. From again, I have friends all over the planet. My grandmother always used to say, I apologize for me getting emotional right now. She always used to say though, having friends is great, but having true friends, you should be able to count on one hand. Never knew what that meant until now. Okay? I know it now, but that ties into something else she used to say. When you learn the lesson, hopefully I'm there to see it. Otherwise, it'd be too late. Never knew what you meant by that either. But the day she passed away and we got the news, I snapped. I'll admit it. I snapped. I put holes in the walls. Threatened to kill my father on multiple times that day. Of course, I never did. It's stupid. It's heat of the moment saying shit you're not supposed to say. But it's just people deal with grief differently. Then, fast forward 2 years later, my dog died. Only that whole week is the only time in my life I've ever even thought about killing myself and just ending it. Ever. Only one time. It was that one time and that was it. And I needed an outlet. I was in my room, this room you see right now, for, I don't know, weeks. I didn't sleep. I just stayed up crying. Day in and day out for about a week and a half. A literal week and a half, no sleep. I was miserable. And again, I had a lot on my mind. Okay? I've never admitted that to anyone, but it's the only time I've ever felt willing to do that. Me and my brother, AJ, he's the youngest, we don't get along. We never have. Probably never will, because he's a spoiled prince, but well, that's a subject for a different matter. The point is, we don't get along. He told my father and told me and my other brother that he was going out to Pennsylvania to find a college. He's looking for college at that point. He comes home with this little thing, which you've seen on my channel, my new dog Charlie. Okay? 14 weeks old, little thing. I grab her, he puts her right in my lap. I pick her up, I go right down my room. I'm out like a light. The little 14-week-old puppy with her head right here. Happiest day of my life. Which just happened to follow the worst week of my life. You know? The dog truly did save my life. And it's the first time I've ever admitted this out loud, so. You know? She really did just save my life that day. No way around it. Mind you, that's months ago. Now she's 8 months old and spoiled rotten. You know, she truly is spoiled. But, again, that's what are you going to do? I'm not a people person. Animals, horses, snakes, again, I like animals. You know, man's best friend. Dogs are called man's best friend for a reason. The thing about dogs is, they don't care if you're rich. They don't care if you're poor. All they care about, is just unconditional love. You could live in the middle of the street. You can live in a mansion. You could be poor. You could be rich. They don't care. They just want love. That's all they want. They just want to be your friend. That's literally it. You know? But, yeah. So, as you can see, I'm in bed. I'm having one of those days. But I figured I'd have a habit of bottling shit up, so I figured I'd post this and fuck it, you know? Whatever. I don't really mind or care. It's just one of those days. You know, in the last 48 hours, I've probably had, I don't know, 4 hours of sleep. As for why, well, that's simple. My dad, 4 or 5 months ago, tore his Achilles tendon straight through. He doesn't take care of himself. You know, typical Italian dude, heavy, overweight, doesn't take care of himself. Diabetic the usual. And he tore his tendon. They sent him up home with a boot. Supposedly he would have it on 8 months to a year. On average, that's usually you know, speedy recovery kind of tab. 8 months on the high end, over a year, much longer. And he was about 4.5 months in. He went to see the doctor. The doctor said, you know what, in 4 weeks, another, that's pretty much, let's call it as another month. So in 5 months, he would have been able to take the boot off. He would have been totally fine. Why? Well, again, he was doing what he was told. Doctor told him to do something. I told him to do it. My dad's not really medically or technologically gifted. He's kind of, yeah, doesn't know. He's literally tech illiterate and medically illiterate. He knows the minimal basics is Social Security, health insurance, but that's it. You know, me and my mother, you know, for all her antics, we're the medical people in the family. We know our stuff. I had to learn because I had to take care of my grandmother. She was diagnosed with cancer in a couple of years before she passed away ago, and I took care of her, so I had to learn my shit. So I did. I spent my days researching, reading books, the works, medical dictionaries, medical textbooks, everything I could get my hands on. Didn't matter what it was, I read it. I like to be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. It's the best way to do it. This way you prepare for every and any situation. You know? It's just who we are in my family. So, me and my dad are totally different on that aspect. You know? It's just, everybody has problems in life. That's the point of this video. I'm trying to show you mine. And is this an excuse? Not by any means. I don't believe in excuses. I believe in hard, unbridled, brutal, honest truth. That's who I am. I'm brutally honest to a fault. Like, I will literally, you ask me a question and you want me to sugarcoat it, I'm incapable of doing so. I don't have a filter. It's my worst and best quality. People that know me, if they want an honest, unbridled, brutal response of an answer, they ask me. And I'm like, do you really want me to answer this? They're like, yes, and I will. I will answer it cold-heartedly, no emotion, no filter, no nothing. At all. And they respect that. Do I piss them off? Oh, shit, yeah. I piss everybody off when I do it. Especially if they don't expect it. But the thing is, okay, they respect me after they cool off. Why? Because they always know what they're going to get when they ask me something. Period. They always know. Okay? They always know. That's kind of the point of this. Okay? With me, you always know what you're going to get. I'm loyal. I'm honest. Brutally to a fault. I'm a hard ass. And other than that, I wear my emotions and my heart on my sleeve. You know? It's who I am. You know, if I walk past someone on the street, they need $10. If I have it, I'll give it. I don't give a shit. It's money. No, perfect story of this. A few years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, I'm working through a school system. When I was in high school, we had like a job set up. You know, learning work experience through school. So we went out. Me and Bob Eldridge, bit of a name drop. If you live in Haverhill, Lawrence, Bradford, Massachusetts, you know who he is. Nice guy on the planet. Anyway, you know, we're walking up to Market Basket, you know, and there's a veteran there. I think we were in Bradford. He has no legs. He's just sitting there. Looks like a bum. He's probably homeless. And he asked me for $10. So I gave it to him. The woman literally right behind me. Literally that far away. Okay? Quite literally that far away. She decides, you know what? She speaks up and says, you know, he's probably just going to spend it on booze and drugs anyway. Why are you doing that? I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. What's your name? And we're just going to call her Karen. Because everyone loves YouTube. They love the Karen videos from the guy named Scrubs. Great YouTuber. Very, very funny. So we're going to take his book quote and call her Karen. Everyone hates the name Karen. She's a Karen. So this Karen, okay, Karen, but you know he's a veteran. He has no legs. I don't give a crap if he's going to spend it on booze and drugs. If it makes him happy, even temporarily, I'm fine with that. And then I tell her, you are, mind you, this is years ago, at least 5, 6 years ago minimum, like, woman, that was wrong. It was totally wrong, and that was not nice. Okay? You're going to apologize to this guy. And then you're going to walk away. Okay? Plain and simple. Simple as that. You're going to apologize right now and walk away. Not only does she apologize, and yes, I am leaving pieces of that story out because they're not appropriate for YouTube. The point is, before she apologized, she gave the guy a $20 bill, and she walked away. I come back a few weeks later. The guy's not there, so I'm a little bit worried. I'm like, I walk in the store, and who greets me at the door? Clean shave, nice clothes, and he has a job. The veteran. He literally got a job at the same store. I'm like, how did you get the money? He's like, the money you got from me that day, I didn't spend on booze or alcohol. I saw your generosity and I got a job. I'm like, that's great, dude. Point is, that was 5-6 years ago. Me and the dude have been tight ever since. He's a bit, crazy, but, we're all human. We're all nuts. My grandmother used to say, being nuts is good. Being crazy makes you a genius. Being psychotic is a murder charge. Remember that. Okay? The point is, she was the nicest woman on the planet. And, what are you going to do? Can't be helped, Well, anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thank you, my fellow YouTube people, for listening to me. As for my fellow fans, thank you for hearing me out and let me go on a rant. I need to let it out once in a while. And with that, everyone, I bid you good night, goodbye, and if the weather's as good as mine is outside, enjoy the weather. Peace.